Merry Christmas. I know it's a little late, but sometimes it's better late than never, considering my last never was a blue strip. That's right, fellas, I didn't wrap it one time, and now I'm burdened with rapping 100 times, one day out of every single year, which is wild to me, because it was never even my fault. I mean, that bathroom vending machine didn't take Bitcoin. Safe sex is not digital currency friendly. It's a rather big step up from overdues at your local library, because you know, books don't have to eat and shit. At least I can rest my head peacefully at night knowing that my son got everything that he asked for. And I know what some of you are thinking right now. Bryce, your son's like too. How do you know he got everything he asked for? Cause I said so. The stretch I just had to make to afford both bills and presents this year, oh, I wish he would complain. I did the best that a dad can do. Now, if that's not good enough, I don't know what to tell him. He better chip in on rent, go suck some toes or something. Now every December 25th, I get to watch my youngin' open presents while I sit there and calculate in my head all the cool shit I could have bought with it. Mostly addictions. Only thing burning this December was my pocket. And there ain't no rolling going on except for them damn presents. I don't know who stuffed his stocking with candy this year, but y'all can just fuck off. I mean, y'all are some assholes. There were a few things that I asked for Christmas this year. One being, you know, better college football. Watching Tennessee invade Ohio State the other night was like watching Germany invade Russia during World War II. I mean, you had the right idea, just a little cold out there, cuz. I was in South Georgia watching the game. I was sitting in the living room with a jacket on. That's how I know it was cold. There's a gray hair in my beard. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a fucking sore thumb. What the f? Now we get to look forward to the new year, which is twice as cool for me because January 1st will mark my 2-year anniversary of posting videos here on Facebook. Yay me! Crowd goes wild. Anyways, y'all have a blessed day today. I'll see y'all tomorrow. It's getting closer to January, so we can all expect those infamous New Year, New Me posts to start coming out of the woodworks. I can hear that shit now. Last year was a wake-up call. 2025's my year. It's personal. And that's all fine and dandy, just, I mean, hell, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't personal when defects took your kids away. Like, we had to wait to the new year for that to be a priority. Now, 2024 was our year. They even gave us a whole extra day last year to figure the shit out. But of course, like everything else, people found something to complain about. Oh my God, why did they put it on Black History Month? That is kind of messed up, you know. You think about it, like the powers that be, you know, were up there. They're like, all right, I'll tell you what, we'll give them a month, but we'll give them let's do February. Yeah, because it's the shortest, yes, and it's cold, so there's nobody likes the cold. Then everyone started complaining, you know, so they had to like compromise. They was like, all right, we'll give you an extra day. Woo-hoo, yeah. Once every 4 years. Oh. Come on, guys. I'm trying the best I can here. Now, before all my historians hop on here, I know exactly why Black History Month is in February. And if you don't know why, it's because that's the birth month of both Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation, and Frederick Douglass, who was a prominent abolitionist. Now, if you didn't know that, now you know. However, it's a lot funner to think it happened the way I just described it. I sure hope nobody gets offended by this post, but if they do, it's gonna be a white woman. Isn't that weird? Anyways, this video has completely gone off the rails. I can't even stay on subject. Y'all have a blessed day, I guess. Hell, I don't know. School was this very weird place for me. They had this line coming in, daring us not to do drugs, and then one day the school board was like, yeah, this kid don't pay attention. We're gonna put him on enough Adderall to knock out an overgrown Ethiopian anteater. They said, Miss Tucker, this boy might have a speech impediment. No, bitch, I got cotton mouth. I got me here feeling like I just ate a bowl of soup crackers. The line dared me to not do drugs, but my buddy double dared me to do drugs, and I was out of options at that point. If you're a stoner, you should find your own spot instead of trying to smoke at the trap house. You don't want to be in there when they get busted. Imagine trying to explain that to the officer. Sir, I just came here to smoke pot. I had no idea they was cooking meth in the back there. Sure, I do smell the chemicals, but they got a lot of roaches around here. I'm a stoner, yes, but I'm scared to take other drugs. I'm scared to take pills, too. Especially muscle relaxers. What if I have to go to the bathroom? I got loose cheeks already as it is. I might shit myself. I swear to God, I can never keep these videos on track. I ain't worried about that line, though. Hell, we all let that sumbitch down. First time I woke up face down in the cornfield and I liked it, I knew I was already on the wrong track. Every time I go to McDonald's, they seem to test my patience. I went up there the other day, got me some chicken nuggets and some honey mustard. And I pulled up to get my bag. There wasn't no honey mustard in the bag. So I asked the lady, I'm like, Miss Lady, can I have some honey mustard? She talking about some, you gotta pay for that. Huh? Does it look like I ordered a McAttitude with a side of French bitches? I can already tell you don't want to be here. You're about one bad day away from creating an OnlyFans account with enough daddy issue trauma to stroke out Anakin Skywalker. I can see it in your face. It's in your look. That's that same look you be giving on them adult sites when you're getting recorded on that black cow. couch. Matter of fact, I think I know you. I see you on Facebook all the time talking about some you in your bag. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but damn, bitch, can you make sure everything's in mine? Y'all done gave a homeless man a McChicken to come fix the ice cream machine. What's wrong with y'all? He would have did it for a lot less. That's a bad business decision on y'all's part. Needless to say, I got my sauce damn right. I'ma support the shit out of her OnlyFans. Don't you hate it when you're trying to get intimate with a girl and you throw her down on the bed and she pops your air mattress? I got this thing down at the flea market for 15 bucks, alright? It's got a blood stain from where a Labrador Retriever had puppies on it, and allegedly, it's the same mattress that Magic Johnson contracted AIDS on. My buddy tried to talk me out of it. Hell, I couldn't help it. It's about like trying to stop your stream mid-piss, man. But you can't intervene on nothing like that. Hell, I like sleeping on the ground. It reminds me that things couldn't possibly get any lower. I get made fun of for having an air mattress, but at least I know monsters, ghosts, or Richard Ramirez isn't under my bed. Sleeping on an air mattress is like a big girl that power lifts, you know, fluffy but tense. I started stuffing it with feathers, but hell, I got so tired of plucking, I just started throwing the whole chicken in there. Got my grandpa hassling me. He thinks I done pawned him off again. I'm a firm believer that we're already in hell when either you die a good person to go to heaven or you have to get reincarnated and pay your taxes all over again. That's why the kids keep getting worse and worse nowadays. It ain't the parents' fault. Hell, that's Lil Adolf. No, I'm joking though. It is some of y'all parents. Some of y'all ain't worth a shit. You gonna get cussed out by your kid and then you gonna convince me that he don't understand. Like he ain't just form a complete sentence. Baby over here talking about F you this, F you that, you. What don't he understand? The rest of his vowels? If my kid cusses me out, I'm gonna have to get reincarnated and pay my taxes all over again. I love my son with all my heart, but he gets on my everlasting nerve, just like my old lady. And everyone keeps wondering why my hair's thinning. By this rate, I'll be bald by 30, and with ears like mine, I'll be looking like a cigarette butt with wings. Being a parent is not for the weak. No, literally, the other night I went to go grab that little shit out the tub and I pulled my kidney. It's funny when some people get upset with me for referring to my son as a little shit, but then again, some of y'all be calling your son daddy, and I'll be honest, that's just a little weird. You got about one time to text me talking about daddy needs diapers. Bitch, I'm daddy. I'm 27. I shit just fine. Kids, man. Gotta love them. Sometimes. Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Yeah, let me get an ice cream. Alright, what flavor? That's alright. Let me get... Hold on, did you say what flavor? Yes, sir. Sir? I'm sorry. I'm shocked right now. What? Y'all got the ice cream machine working? Yeah, we had a crackhead come fix it for 2 McChickens. Fuck, man, that's kind of fucked up, man. He would have did it for a lot less, man. That's bad business on y'all's part. Look, do you want the ice cream or not? Yeah, I want the ice cream. I'm sorry. So many decisions, man. Damn, let me get a... Oh, son of a bitch. I just went out there to a liquor store. They told me I had gotten over 1,000 reward points, so they gave me a free bottle of alcohol, and it feels good, but it don't feel like it don't feel like that's a good trait to have. Hi, my name's Bryce, and I buy so many bottles that occasionally I get one for free. They need reward points for AA. That's where they're losing. That's where they're losing at. You know, because they gave me like a coin chip, which was cool and all, but I mean you can't really use it on nothing. I mean, I tried it on the Coke machine, it didn't work. You just spit it back out at me, just you fucking loser, like. I didn't deserve that today. Having a good day up to that point. Anyways, I learned a very valuable lesson today, and if you're wondering what that lesson is, I don't know, brand loyalty, I guess. I hope everybody's having a good little holiday season. I know I haven't really been posting any new material lately. I've been doing a lot of reposts, but I got some new stuff coming. It'll be here probably around the next year, so y'all just sit tuned for that. And until then, I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas, and hell, I don't know. Kids these days are softer than Charmin shit paper. Hell, back when I was in school, gym class was like boot camp, alright? Your teacher was either an alcoholic or a middle-aged woman with her hairstyle stuck in the 80s. These people would go hang a rope from the ceiling, put down a little 2-inch mat, and was like, y'all go for it. Y'all remember the pacer test? You start at one side of the gym, you run to the next, you go back and forth, and every so often you get faster and faster. Not to toot my own horn or nothing, but I still own the record down there at the high school, you know. How many did I run? I mean, I ain't trying to brag. 124. Apparently, some schools don't even do it anymore because they say it's too hard. Now, what in the diabetic fuck? You know what kids did in my day during the pacer test when it was too hard? They quit and they sat down because you can do that, dumbass. I already knew things were going downhill. I mean, hell, when I was a senior, we were told at the pet rally we could not say fresh meat on your feet because it was offensive, because one of the kids, you know, went up to the office crying like a little bitch. Hell, I had fun getting hazed. I didn't have friends up to that point. Funny thing is, a lot of those teachers that helped participate in the hazing and stuff, you know, they immediately turned around and was like, Yeah, I never really agreed with that. You know, I think it's a smart... Shut the fuck up. I waited 4 years to be able to haze a freshman, only to be told I couldn't. I'm gonna need some sort of restitution. I feel like y'all took something from me. Somebody needs to do a Dazed and Confused Part 2. You know, you got Matthew McConaughey over there, you know. All right. That's what I like about these high school girls. You know, I keep getting older. They stay the same age. Then it pans over to me and I got like 10 freshmen in a trash can. I'm trying to fucking pan them all in there. I'm actually not a comedian. I just get on here and tell you guys the same shit I told my therapist last Thursday. My buddy goes both ways and he's single. Yeah, he's bi, alright, by his fucking self. I once dated a mute and every time we made love, she just stared at me like a foreigner who couldn't speak English. I like dating women with daddy issues. That way I never have to meet the dad. It's just when we meet their dads, we always say the same bullshit lines, you know. Oh, we're not gonna break her heart. We aren't gonna hurt her. Why don't we just tell them the truth? Hey, Mr. Jones, nice to meet you. I'm just here to let you know I'm gonna manipulate your daughter into mental damage beyond repair, all while giving her mediocre sex to keep her interested. Anyway, that patio set out there, that's real nice. Where'd you get that? Hell, this one girl I dated claimed to be pro-life, but she swallowed so many babies that every time she opened her mouth, you can hear a kids choir singing All-Star by Smash Mouth. Is it hard dating someone who's cockeyed? Well, depends how you look at it. Dating these days is like a game of the carnival. The shit's rigged, you lose a lot of money, and when you finally do win something, you could have got it somewhere else a lot cheaper. Dating for me is a little different. You see, I'm 27 now, which means I'm the equivalent of a Georgia State patrolman in the sense of, before we start talking, I'm going to need to see some form of identification. I was once talking to this one girl. I remember she told me not to ghost her, you know. I told her, I said, no, I ain't gonna ghost you. I really like you, know. Never heard from her again. She disappeared faster than the poking feature on Facebook. At some point, I'll blame myself. Not today. Truth be told, I don't even know how I started dating. I just went to bed one night, you know, ooh, cooties, and I woke up the next morning like, damn, I need a piece of ass. False information pisses me off. Now, when I was a kid, I was told that daddy long-legged spiders are some of the most venomous spiders in the world. It's just their fangs were too small to bite you. Kind of like ding-dong ditching a deaf lady's house, you know, like, you know, what's the purpose of it all? Me and my coworker were talking about this a couple years ago at work, and he brings up this story about how there was these campers out in the woods, and a couple of these spiders got in their coffee pot overnight. Well, in the morning they got up, they made their coffee, and apparently the spiders got cooked in there with it because they drank that shit and they died. All of them, man, right there in the tent, all packed together with the pillows, the blankets, looking like a sardine sleepover. Fast forward to today, I'm in my kid's room, and sure as shit is sure, I see a daddy long-legged spider on his floor. I start freaking out. I'm thinking about that story back in the day. You gotta watch my son. He'll put anything in my son will eat dog shit if you let him. So I had to deal with that spider. And you may be asking, what happened to that spider? Anyways, I get back in the house earlier and I get to really thinking about it. You know, I know these spiders are venomous, but like prospectively, like how venomous are they, you know? So I pull out my little Google, you know, I pull out my Googly. These spiders ain't even poisonous. Not only that, but my friend, he made up that whole story. You lying bitch. I confronted him about it. Turns out that story was actually half true. Apparently a group of people did die, but now they weren't in a tent actually. They were in a pop-up meth lab out there, but from what I heard, those things were cheaply built and they had a, you know, extreme fire hazards. You know, they had an extension cord out there plugged up to a microwave. One of them tried to cook a Hot Pocket, you know. I'm not clear on all the details. I ain't trying to act like I know what happened or who I know who it was or anything like that. I'm just saying. I did learn a valuable lesson today, though. You know, I need to stop believing what everybody says, you know, and start watching more Joe Rogan, you know. So when I first moved into my new house, it had been abandoned for about 6 or 7 years or so, you know, and it was infested with those damn cockroaches. Not those little brown ones, you know, but those real big giant ones that like to fly and shit. My Uncle Jerry came over and I was telling him about it. I was like, man, I'm going to have to go buy some raid or bomb the house, something. He was like, man, don't even worry about that. You ain't got to bomb the house. I got a better idea. Apparently, Jerry makes this homemade roach spray with leftover chemicals from his science experiments. He sent me home with a batch the other day against my better judgment. You gotta understand, however, that I did not have a choice. You see, off-brand roach spray does not work on these roaches, okay? You can try it. You can spray them. They're just gonna laugh, smile in your face, and say thanks for the bath and fly off. The second I sprayed it, man, that shit started bubbling and foaming immediately. I didn't like that shit. At first, I thought he done sold me a can of popcorn ceiling patch. I don't know what he put in that bottle, but it killed the entire ecosystem. I find roaches lined up everywhere like it's Disneyland. I see roaches walking around with 3 heads, don't know which way to go. I seen one the other day, he had all his legs on one side, so he was just running in a circle. I wanted to cut back on unwanted pests, okay? I didn't want to recreate Chernobyl. I actually grew to like it. I wanted another bottle, but apparently Uncle Jerry's on the run now. He was making another batch of that shit in his backyard the other day, and I guess one of the school kids rode by on his bicycle and got a good whiff of that shit, and like E.T., he just rode off into the sky. He's somewhere up there in orbit, I don't know. Anyways, Jerry, if you see this video, hook your boy up with another one of them bottles. I'm desperate, please. Hi, my name's Bryce, and I'd like to talk to you today about addiction. I used to play with myself for fun. But now, I do it for the dopamine. Dopamine is not your friend. Dopamine will get you in trouble, like that one buddy that hypes up your bullshit, but after you do it, he tries to change his tune. For instance, dopamine will come up to you after you have sex and be like, what do you mean you didn't pull out? Are you fucking stupid? That's not what I meant. No, not cool, dopamine. Not cool. I'm ashamed to say it, but I've overdosed on dopamine countless times. The most recent was in a Taco Bell parking lot. There was so much built-up tension down there, it just plumb blew my cheesy gordilla slam in half. The sad part about that night is I got 2 tickets. One for exposing myself, and they got me with another for abuse. Abuse on myself, that is. I didn't even know that was a thing. The officer, they said that it was so vigorous, it caused concern in the community. One of those cops thought it'd be funny to put his police scanner on me, see how fast I was going. It plumb melted the radar to his hand. Now he walks around looking like a great value RoboCop. They had me and my right hand in couples therapy the next day. Apparently me and my right hand got a lot of emotional trauma we got to get through. My therapist is concerned that I'm going to pop that thing off like a Mr. Potato Head. To keep my mind off the urges, I've been watching old Miley Cyrus videos of her twerking whenever, she was going through that phase. Can we talk about what the fuck happened there? Non-alcoholic beer is confusing to me. Apparently people drink this shit so they can enjoy the taste of beer without getting drunk, You mean to tell me you're actually addicted to the taste? Hell, I thought we was all addicted to the blackout fight 2 a.m. Waffle House pregnancy test on the bathroom sink aspect of it all. I was a little shocked, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a level of alcoholic I've not yet been introduced to. Maybe I am close-minded, but I swear I don't ever recall anyone ever saying they drank beer for the taste. If you show up to a bonfire around here with non-alcoholic beer, we're gonna have to jump you. You better off just to show up with a 12-pack of Dr. Thunder. Non-alcoholic beer, you get nothing from it. Why set yourself up for disappointment like that, right? It's like a fat guy opening up a big old bag of chips. It just air just comes out that thing. I mean, you can try and inhale it, but is that going to help you? No, not too much. What, you gonna go buy you a Heineken Zero just so you can go purposely get pulled over by a cop so you can rub it in his face? That's a non-alcoholic beer till he goes to beat you with his nightstick. Shit, that's how they got Rodney King. I almost got in a fight with this little girl on the school bus one time. To be fair, I was being an asshole, but I wasn't trying to. Let me explain. At this point in my life, I was like 8th grade, 7th grade, somewhere in there. I was just trying to be cool in front of high schoolers, so they wouldn't bully me. I was real scrawny. I had the bowl cut, my voice cracked. I get random boners in class. I was getting hard for education. I needed a form of guidance, okay? I figured that if I could befriend these older kids, I could learn from them. They could teach me how to do all these cool things, like sneaking into the school parking lot without a pass and banging white chicks in the back of their Nissan Altimas. I'll be honest with you guys, that was a bit of a stretch. I just need to know what lotion I can masturbate with without it burning when I pee after. Anyways, we pulled up to one of the bus stops and I noticed that somebody's dog had got hit in the road. Now, usually I'm not an asshole, but keep in mind, I'm trying to get cool points. What the fuck was that? I'm trying to get cool points with the older kids, alright? So I stand up, I'm like, damn, that dog got splattered. I said, is that dog Himalayan? Cause Himalayan in the street? Okay. You ever tell a joke so bad that not only does it fall flat, but the people you told it to start giving you a parental lecture after? Yeah, that didn't happen. I rocked the bus. They was tossing roses at my feet, handing out tips. Bus driver threw her panties at me. And then I heard the most animalistic scream I've ever heard in my life. It scared the shit out of me. Sounded like someone was giving birth while being waterboarded. It was crazy. I look up and it's like this 7-year-old girl at the front of the bus. Turns out it was her dog that just got hit. She was going berserk, cussing me out, trying to get to the back, acting just like a gremlin. I said, boy, if somebody don't come pour some sunlight on this bitch. She never came back there though. She was more worried about the dog, checking on it, thankfully, It was actually kind of funny because turns out the dog wasn't even dead. The dog was just suntanning. He was perfectly fine. Little girl did get hit by a car trying to run out there and check on him though. I meant to stop by the funeral home the other night, but I got distracted. I was out on a date with my bus driver. Waking up in a freezing house is like waking up next to a 3 after a rough night at the bar. There's a shiver down your spine, the windows are all foggy, and you're wondering why you didn't fall asleep with more clothes on. My crack-headed ass Uncle Jerry ain't got no power over there at his house, so I let him come stay with me. Last night it was kind of chilly. He'd been apologizing for it, and I told him, I said, man, ain't no need for apologizing. Hell, quite interesting if you ask me. You don't necessarily rarely see a copperhead hibernating. I was always taught to stay away from them things. They dangerous, but as you get older, you start to think for yourself. I mean, that rattling you hear, that's just a pill bottle. Can't talk about Jerry too much. I mean, just look how I'm dressed right now. I look like I just snorted an 8-ball off the Limp Bizkit CD, but hey, it's all cool. You wish you had this level of don't give a fuck. I bitched so much during summer about how hot it was, and I kept telling God, if you make it winter, I won't bitch about it. And now that it's winter, I'm gonna have to take it up with Jesus. I told myself being single was gonna be a blessing, cause now I get to go wherever I wanna go and do whatever I wanna do, and hell, I get to eat wherever I wanna eat. Turns out I was wrong. Hell, I can't even make up my own mind. I don't need a partner to complicate things for me. I get in my own way just fine. When it comes to getting things done, I'm a pro. Procrastinator. If I got two very important things I need to get done in one day, I'll sit around and contemplate which one is the higher priority, and then I usually go to bed because the day's over and I didn't accomplish shit. I got single when I told myself I was finally gonna get me a new tattoo, and now every time I drive by the parlor, I say the same thing. I say, man, we ain't got the money for that right now. Man, that's some shit my ex used to say. Everything reminds me of her. And not the fact that we have a son together, that's besides the point. The point is that I'm autistic, which means I can paint and draw really well. I just have trouble pronouncing my R's. Are me and my son's mom on good terms? Absolutely, of course. Is she gonna give me shit for this video? Oh, 100%. I tell her all the time, I'm a comedian. She should have never took me seriously. One of these days, I will run out of shit to talk about. But it won't be today. And the reason being is because there's two of me. And whenever I tell people that, they say, what, you got some kind of superpower? Are you a mutant or some shit? It's like, bitch, I'm bipolar.